Okay, so I was born in 1991. The point of that information is that I was exactly the right age for the first 3 Toy Story movies at the time they each came out. I am intensely familiar with all of them and only find more things to love as time goes on. As well as somehow always forgetting between rewatches how existentially terrifying these films are. I loved Toy Story 3 as much as anyone. It was absolutely brilliant, told a great story, and ended the overarching narrative perfectly. And all my fears of it not living up to the first 2 were put to rest with what, and I must reiterate, was, for me, a perfect ending. So, when the announcement that there was going to be a Toy Story 4 reached my ears,
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
had my concerns. Now, I know that even if this 4th installment had been awful, it wouldn't have retroactively made the first 3 any less great, but what can I tell you, I'm invested in that flawless record. So, preamble aside, does Toy Story 4 hold up? The short answer is yes, even if the longer version of that answer carries a few caveats here or there. I'll say up front that no, Toy Story 4 is not quite as good as any of the 3 that came before it, but the drop in quality is a very small one, and that's just when it's perceptible at all. We begin with some flashback exposition just to once again re-establish some of the heart-wrenching challenges of life as a toy, before picking back up in the modern day. The story, as ever, is full of twists and turns and interesting character beats, as well as truly horrifying existential implications that I don't think we're supposed to think about. A lot of the old favourites are back, even if some of them don't get a huge amount of screen time. There are some nice callbacks and of course plenty of heart. Tom Hanks turns in another great vocal performance as Woody, once again the emotional centre of the piece, and for the first time actually unsure of his place in everything. Buzz is consigned to more of a comedy side role this time, and if you ask me, he's dumbed down a little, but he's still fun for the scenes he gets. It's probably not a spoiler at this point to tell you that Bo Peep is back, and she's one of the more interesting characters this time around too, but I try to keep these as spoiler free as possible. There are a few fun new additions to the cast, for example Keanu Reeves as Duke Kaboom, an Evel Knievel type stunt toy with a massive inferiority complex, but my favourite has to go to Key and Peele as Ducky and Bunny. 2 stuffed toys joined at the hand that had me laughing louder than I can ever remember laughing at Toy Story before, though I do have to admit I first watched them very young, so I might be misremembering there. Another standout performance comes from Christina Hendricks as Gabby Gabby, but again, telling you any more than that would be spoiling. Toy Story 4 isn't quite as good as the first 3, but it's still unquestionably a worthy sequel. 8 out of 10 from me. The third one was still a better ending, but this is a really nice epilogue and can be comfortably acknowledged with the rest of them for mostly consistent quality. It's a great time, take the kids if you've got them, they'll love it. Now Disney, please don't make another one. I feel like I'm watching a friend bet his savings on a roulette wheel. You've won, now walk away. This is good, let it be.